And the reason why I'm hitting this point right here, brothers, is because, you know, I think that we all can learn something from the big Ak, Solomon. Now, we all know that the big Ak, Solomon, this man, he had 1,000 wives. Now, for all us brothers who seek a second wife, this right here, man, I mean, obviously we know that Solomon, he began to allow his wives to turn his heart away from the Most High, which obviously is not something that we want to happen. But that was because he was marrying outside of his nation. Okay, he was marrying non-Hebrew women. But I want to read a little something from Song of Solomon. And we got to understand this now. A lot of us men, we aren't taught to show emotion and to love our wives. We aren't taught that it's okay to be passionate with your wife. I mean, if you look at the media, the way, you know, music videos, movies, the way they portray relationships, it's mostly just physical. And, you know, we are, if a lot of brothers out there like me, my father wasn't around. And even if he was around, I'm pretty sure he didn't know what the hell he was doing either. You know what I'm saying? Because he wasn't taught. And, you know, another thing that we have to contribute to that is slavery. I mean, slavery stripped us of so much. And I don't think people really understand the dynamic of what happened to us as a people during slavery. And when I mean slavery, I meant the slavery beginning in Africa. Okay, not just when we got to so-called America. But one thing that they used to do is they would have these breeding plantations where they would you would have the master of this plantation. He would have the biggest, strongest Hebrew male with the biggest genitals, and he would receive a wage to spread his semen to whatever other slave masters wanted to have his seed. So basically, another slave master would bring his, you know, 12, whenever the girl got her first menstrual cycle, he would bring his 12, 13-year-old Hebrew slave, female Hebrew slave to this plantation, and he would pay the breeding plantation owner. He would pay him a wage for him to actually, in a sense, breed his male with his female, just like how you breed dogs. Okay, anybody who know anything about breeding dogs, it's the same way. This is how they did us. Okay, and what they would do was all of them would go into a shack. The slave, the male Hebrew slave, the female girl slave in most times, and then the two slave masters, because the slave masters had to verify that this actually happened. So they would sit there, they would make this Hebrew male slave, literally they would make him rape this girl. Okay, and so when you take that being done over the years, sexually, we don't know how to connect that with with our emotional being, okay, with our spiritual being. It's just literally a physical thing, because we've been taught or not taught by our parents how to express ourselves as males, okay, and females sexually. So what happens is we continue that generational mentality of, you literally are just kind of using each other's bodies. You know what I mean? And men, we have to learn how to embrace our wives on more than just a sexual level. We have to be more passionate, and we have to show them how to be more passionate and be more accepting of who they are, who we are, and and we need to express that, because I do believe that the full picture of Yah in a marriage is fulfilled when you see that. Now, I just want to read Song of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 1. I'm going to go through 7. Okay. Behold, thou art fair, my love. Behold, thou art fair. Thou hast dove's eyes within thy locks. Thy hair is as a flock of goats that appear from the Mount Gilead. Thy teeth are like a flock of sheep that are even shorn, which come up from the washing, whereof every one bare twins, and none is barren among them. Thy lips are like a thread of scarlet, and thy speech is comely. Thy temples are like pieces of pomegranate within thy locks. Thy neck is like the tower of Dawid, builded for an armory, whereon there hang 1,000 bucklers, all shields of mighty men. Thy two breasts are like 2 young roes that are twins, which feed among the lilies until the daybreak. The shadows flee away. I will get me to the mountain of myrrh and to the hill of frankincense. Thou art all fair, my love. There is no spot in thee. Now, this is just one part of it that I want to read, just to show you his passion toward his wife. Now, this is one of his many wives, but his passion toward his wife. And if you continue to read throughout Song of Solomon, and you will see the way he embraced his wife, not just on a physical level, okay, but he embraced her on an emotional and a spiritual level. And the way he viewed his wife, okay, we don't take the time to what's the word? Express this type of emotion and this passion. We don't do that anymore as Hebrews, not on a large scale, because we haven't been taught to do that. We have not been taught to do that. And, and I know also that, men are not as emotional as women, and sometimes women are too emotional. Okay. And brothers, that's where, you having authority in your house and putting down authority, and sometime in some areas training your wife not to be so emotional, because that can be the case too. But like for instance, my wife, at this point, we both are seeking a second wife. For many reasons. Okay, we're both seeking a second wife for many reasons, but one is the fact that my wife she's here home all day with children. Okay, she could use help with the children, obviously, and with the household chores. And then not only that, from her perspective, she can have a female in the house with her that she can connect with, someone that she can talk to, someone that can understand her on a female level, because there are so many things that I can't touch because I was created differently. Okay, and there's so many areas that I can't touch because of that very reason, but another female would be able to touch those issues. Now, that's just one aspect of, her looking for a sister wife, but that's just one aspect of it, but it's a big one, because this is part of who she is, and who women are as a whole. They have to have that part of them ministered to in order for them to be complete, to feel whole in a sense. And us brothers, a lot of time we don't understand that, but hey, a second wife may be a solution to that, just that part of the problem.